Hey y'all, it's me, Curly K, and I'm here today to review All American Season 5, Episode 14. Not the AD using Billy's name and having Jordan standing up there to sway the public opinion and the opinion of the reporters. That's so manipulating. Very manipulating. Why would you do that? So now, Spencer, a couple episodes ago, when Jordan was entering the transfer portal because of the scandal, Jordan was wrong for leaving the program, and Spencer begged Jordan. Now Spencer goes to Oakland, unbeknownst to us, because we didn't even know he needed a break, and he reached out to his mom to go to Oakland. So he coming back from Oakland to enter the transfer portal. Said he told Kenny a week ago, submitted his paperwork, and say that it's stuck at compliance. So because Billy was gonna be y'all coach, you've been gunning for Kenny the whole time, but found out Billy was gonna be your coach. And not because you didn't answer the phone call, Spencer, you want to leave LA altogether because LA reminds you of Coach Baker. I am very interested to see I'm very interested to see how Spencer's episode is gonna go next week, because we've seen how Billy's death has affected Laura and Liv and now Jordan. But Spencer been in denial about all that he been going through. So we're gonna see how the rest of this episode goes. But him surprising Jordan like that, he didn't even give Jordan heads up, and Jordan's supposed to be his brother. You know? It's just funny to me that how Spencer gets to, kind of read everyone and sway everyone's opinions on the show. But then when it come to him, he not subject to anybody's opinion. And he just say okay and walk out. Yeah, y'all. I'll be back. Okay, y'all, so I'm back and I just watched the next scene. So apparently, Patience fan is turning into a stalker, which I figured that's where the storyline with Patience was going, but wasn't quite sure because Patience seemed to be kind of entertaining her fan, but now it's obviously noticeable that she's uncomfortable. But she hasn't said anything yet. But I think eventually somebody's gonna figure it out. Spencer has decided he's going to transfer from GAU. He is entering the transfer portal. And Jordan just told Liv about it. Spencer just ran into Kia at the school because Spencer was supposed to be helping his mom out because I think his mom is from the school district. And so now that Billy has transitioned, Grace is now taking over things at Crenshaw. And so Spencer ended up running into Kia, which, by the way, I feel like I know everybody's team's for Olivia, but I just want to see like what the tea was between Spencer and Kia, because when All American first came on, the only thing that we were told is that Spencer dated Kia in the past, or when he was at Crenshaw. And then they had their run-in maybe once or twice, and that he was real cool with her uncle, because her uncle was, a big dog in the street. And so we never really got to see like what it was between Spencer, but they seem to have good chemistry and they seem to be really good friends. But I just wish they would have, given us a little bit more on them too, because it seems like every time they're around each other, it's like magic. So I just wish, if there was time in the season, when Spencer ain't on Liv and Liv back pocket all the time, like, what the tea is with that situation. Also, Jordan is trying to figure out how to best go about handling his grief with the passing of his father. Billy has left a list of things that he wanted to do around the house, and now Jordan feels like since he is the man in his mama and his sister's lives, that he is supposed to be filling in on the things that Billy, took care of. He feels like he's supposed to take his father's place, and naturally, like any son who grew up with his father in the house or a father figure in the house, and something happens to that father figure, they automatically feel like it's up to them to step in. And sometimes, the fathers even tell their sons when they're growing up, if something happens to me, you are now the man of the house, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I'll be back. All right, Spencer is on one. Spencer got rough and tough with Unc. Okay, he didn't get rough and tough with Unc, but he got like a little combative with Unc. And I'm just like, he the one that was watching your back and making sure you was good in Crenshaw. And you turn your back on him? He just trying to make sure that you good. Like, he looking out for you and asking you questions about you and what's going on with you. And you tell him, have a nice day. And then Kia try to say something to you, and you tell her to mind her business. Patience keeps going back and forth with her image and the way she looks like, and I just don't really understand. Like, I just want Patience's story to just be there already, because we met Miko, but Miko has crossed boundaries. And Patience is clearly uncomfortable with Miko. But Patience feels like she needs Miko, because Miko runs her stand account. Layla knows what's going on, but Layla don't got exact proof yet, so she can't say what this is. But I feel like something's gonna happen, and then she gonna know for sure. I feel like the girls are being somewhat ungrateful, because when all of them decided that they wanted to be grown and go out into the world and get their own place, none of them had the coin to do such. It wasn't until Billy moved in his father's house to be close to Crenshaw, because his father stayed in Crenshaw, to be close to the school because he was principal and coach, that they said, well, the girls could stay in the house. And by the way, they live in a mansion. Like, it's not like a regular house. You know what I'm saying? Like, Billy did play in the NFL. Billy did have coin. Laura is a lawyer. So they are a well-off family. And so for them to be staying in their house, obviously, Laura just went through something traumatic. She lost her husband. And she didn't want to stay at Pop's house for the time being. She wanted to go back home. So now she's in there with the girls. And Laura started off the episode journaling. So I'm guessing she's trying to get all her thoughts out. But the thing is, she hasn't written her journal since the day Billy died. So Laura has been doing things to try to keep her mind busy, to feel needed as a coping mechanism, because she doesn't want to sit with her thoughts. But the girls feel like Laura is crowding them, and she's throwing away their mail. Like, they just feel like I'm like, now that's her house. She can really put all y'all out if she wanted to. And to try to use Liv as a liaison, which Liv was uncomfortable doing, because that's her mom, and she knows her mom is already hurt. She didn't want to hurt her more. But after the conversation, you could clearly see that Laura was hurt. I do feel like eventually Laura is going to come to, like, she gonna come to and she gonna be like, she took it, or she, I feel like she gonna think that she might overdid some things, but eventually she's not gonna feel away no more. But back to Spencer. Spencer told Jordan when Jordan was transferring that he needed to do what was best for him. But Spencer was mad that Jordan was leaving. So now that the shoe is on the other foot, Spencer, why would you not expect for Jordan to feel that same way? You the one who begged him and pleaded him to stay at GAU. He was like, I need you. You my QB. You throw to me. Like, he told him all this stuff. And so now he want to get an attitude and say, oh, I'm just doing best for me. GAU is a sinking ship. No, Spencer, you're dealing with your guilt. You're dealing with your guilt. And now, I think Coach Kenny got the coaching position. That's everything that Spencer was fighting for. And now, all of a sudden, he ignoring everybody. He ignoring Kenny. He ignoring Jordan. He ignoring Liv. Like, Spencer can be true with everybody but himself. And I don't really understand that. Because he was always up for a good clocking for anybody else. By the time somebody come clock him, he on the defense. So, in theory, All-American is doing good with this writing and playing out the characters' griefs. But it's definitely showing you Spencer's flaws for sure as a character. And a side, I guess, that we never seen, because Kia definitely said, this is 9th grade Spencer right here, and I ain't feeling that. But yeah, y'all, I'll be back. So, Jordan and Layla just exchanged I love yous for the first time. Weird. Let me stop. I'm a little bit pissed because I just feel like Jordan ain't put this kind of effort in with him and Simone. Now looking at this, I'm like, he's literally a different person with Layla. Like, and it's just the fact that, like, he's happily moved on and Simone is currently in a love triangle and afraid to choose someone. I feel like because she has not healed from her relationship with Jordan. Like, even when Layla came to visit Brinkston this year, she very much so felt the way because, one, like, Layla, honestly, was Layla her friend? I mean, Simone only got in the group because of Jordan. So I'm just gonna not say that. But still, like, she was finna be her bridesmaid in her wedding type situation. And then, like, now she with her man and she telling him she loved him. Oh my God, Simone would have been in stitches. Our dearest Franklin from All Wife and Kids, who is now a grown man. I don't know his name on All American, but his name is Franklin, and he will forever be Franklin to me. Franklin read Spencer down, and that's how you clock a person, okay? Spencer looked like when he said if Coach Billy could see if Coach Becker could see how you was now, he would be like, Spencer was about to be in tears. Like, I'm like, Spencer, you bringing all this on yourself. Like, Spencer's, some people's griefs motivate them and some people's griefs deter them. And Spencer cannot handle his current grief and he is lashing out, which is great acting on the actors, but it's frustrating to watch because this is a story, okay? Spencer is lashing out and Nothing can be said to him. I thought he was going to try to swing on Franklin. I ain't going to lie. But I was like, if he would have swung on Franklin, that would have been a real heavy fight. Because Franklin is very much always aggressive. So he would have gave Spencer a run for his money. It was a cute bonding moment between Jordan and Laura. Their mother and son. You know, I feel like we're finally getting the parent dynamic that we've never seen before between Laura and her children. And for this to be season 5, I've never seen them like have this much conversation. I mean, like, we knew that, like, of course, that was her kids, but we always really, for the most part, saw Billy have interactions with them, you know, and talking with them, especially when it came to him and Jordan. What else happened? I think that's it. So, yeah, I'll be back. Spencer, you are getting out of hand, sir. You are getting out of hand, sir. You are getting out of hand, okay? So you try to kiss Kia after she trying to check you? Sir, she's not on that type of time. She's not on that type of time. You're using your grief as a clutch. You need to talk to somebody. Jordan decides that he's not going to let the AD use his father's memory as, what is it? A sorrow point, or, you know, to get gravel points. Him and the team said they are building their own legacy. They're not going after Garrett's legacy. They're not going after Billy's legacy. They're not going after what the AD thinks the legacy should be. They're building their own legacy. That's why they chose Kenny as coach. And that it's not about the fate of this multi-billion-dollar business. It's about the team's fate. Okay? That's all. That's it. That's all. Jordan said, sign, seal, and deliver. Thank you. It is waiting in your email. Okay, so Laura had a talk with Liv, and come to find out, Laura was wifing them. She said all the things that she was doing in the morning was things that she used to do for Billy, and that was another way to help her cope because she couldn't write in her journal. Liv was like, Mom, I'm sorry. That was a terrible thing to say. I'm so sorry. She was like, no, you were right. You were right, Liv. You were right. So that was a cute, like, little mother-daughter bonding moment. We officially know that Miko is a stalker. Miko is a stalker. She personally sent those flowers to the house. Gia thought that they were from the Vortex, as in her friends. But, of course, Patience's Vortex is named after the original Vortex, which is why she got the flowers confused. So now Miko knows where they all live. So it's Miko's giving me Layla's friend that was a little off. You remember Layla's friend that was a little off? They tried to get her to jump off the cliff? No, man. That's what Miko is giving. Miko is deranged. And she sucked Patience. Now, they can't tell Patience that because Patience already is not taking being an artist well. Like, now she'll have to move Patience somewhere. It just, this is gonna turn into a whole spiel. Like, a whole spiel. Patience looked cute at her music release party though. She looked cute. I don't know if I mentioned the whole thing, but I just thought about, like, Jordan and Spencer supposed to be like brothers, and it's the fact that, like, Spencer can't cope. So anything that was attached to Billy, he is like pushing. GAU was attached to Billy. Jordan's attached to Billy. Liv's attached to Billy. Crenshaw's school is attached to Billy. And the only thing, Beverly Hills is attached to Billy. So the only thing that Spencer can't run from that Billy was attached to is Crenshaw, which is why Spencer has been staying at the house, since Grace and them have moved to Oakland. So yeah, y'all, I'll be back. Okay, so Kenny was officially asked to be the head coach. Oh, Lord. Let me say. That scene with Jordan talking to Billy's headstone. I never like graveyard scenes on shows because it just is very eerie. But I'm glad that Jordan came out somewhat healed on the other side. Like, when you finally get to that stage in grief where you have accepted the reality and then you're moving forward with what you know would have made that person happy, it gives you comfort on the inside. It really does give you comfort. And some days you will be sad because that person is no longer here. But then after the sadness, you have this memory, this great memory of that person. And then you laugh because you realize like your life is filled of all those beautiful moments that you had with that loved one, and that you will never forget them because they are forever imprinted on your heart and in your mind, and they have made that much of an impact on your life. And it's just crazy, you're around somebody your whole life, and then they leave, and then you don't realize like how much time you spent absorbing little things about that person. And so I was happy to see that outside of Jordan trying to fill his father's shoes, he finally did something that he felt like would make his father proud. And we're still seeing Liv and Laura cope with the loss. But always one good thing that helps with dealing with such a loss is having those loved ones around you while you're going through. It does make a difference. It really does. And it helps make your days a little sunnier. And it helps like with the coping of the loss. Like, so even though, I be wanting to call her Grace so bad. Her name was Laura. Even though Laura was like dealing with, Billy not being here, this episode, it was just like those little things like her wife and the girls, or even that moment when she was talking to Jordan trying to help him get through his moment of weakness. She realized some things, in her. And even Liv said to her at the end of the episode, like, he would want you to turn the page. And so then, of course, we finally see she was able to write in her journal. So I feel like this episode was very good. These last 4 episodes have been very good because I can't name a show that has depicted grief and has taken this angle before. So it's interesting to see, how it is coming from a wife, then coming from that person's 2 kids, and then coming from somebody who obviously their coach had a substantial impact. So I feel like out of all the episodes, Spencer's episode may be the heaviest. And I'm ready to see what the outcome will be by the end of the episode. Even though, I would say, even though we weren't expecting Billy to die, and Taye Diggs leaving the show is such a huge loss. I feel like episodes have been great. Like the writing of the episodes have been great to make up for Taye's absence. And not that this has anything to do with Taye, of course, but I felt like All American had gotten to a place where I was bored with it because I felt like, you know, there was nothing really going on with like the storylines and the cast, especially in the beginning of season 5. But now that this has happened and we as an audience are coming to terms with Billy no longer being there, I feel like as an audience we're turning the page on what is to come now that Billy's not there no more, and how everybody will move forward with their lives, you know, without him. So I feel like, you know, All American is coming to a close, but they're having a nice close, and I hope that in season 6, you know, the storylines stay strong, and that is nothing like, you know, and I hope that's not the last season either, because technically after this season is over, they supposed to be going into their sophomore year, so they gotta stay All American. Y'all gotta stay on TV at least 3 more seasons before y'all decide to finish the story, because in 3 years, or I don't know if Spencer gonna leave his junior year of college, but y'all gotta at least stay on TV until Spencer goes to college. Then if y'all don't want to be a show no more, y'all at least need another spinoff so we can see Spencer and what he's doing after he gets to the pros. We do need to see Spencer as a husband, as a player, you know, whether he decides to play or end up going to coaching. We need to know, okay? I done got way ahead of myself. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, y'all, that's my review. So like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, go and check out my Homecoming review. For all y'all who have not given Homecoming a chance, Homecoming will be on Netflix April 11th. So watch it. Give Homecoming a chance. If you haven't watched season 1 of Homecoming, watch that. We need Homecoming on TV. As much as y'all, and I ain't talking to the people who watch Homecoming, and I ain't talking to the people, you know, who are, you know, of course, fans of the show. Homecoming is a show that we need on TV, whether you guys like it or not. So please watch Homecoming. Give it a chance. You may like it. And yeah, y'all, that's all I have. Like, comment, subscribe. We got more videos. Deuces.